The bye week has come and gone, and it's time to talk about football again. I'm sorry, Ravens fans, but at 1-5, this one feels a little bit like a must-win. Frankly, all of them kind of are must-wins from here on out. You're favored by 6.5. You're at home. Your last home game over the next 3 weeks, as you have 3 straight road matchups. This time, you get the Red Hot Bears on a 4-game winning streak. We're going to break this down, injury report, keys to victory, predictions coming up on today's show. But before, I want to hear from you guys. Do you want the Ravens to beat the Bears? Simple question. Should be a simple answer. If you answered yes, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, like today's video. And if you do that, we'll get ready for the rest of the content. The Baltimore Ravens injury updates start like this. This is all from Monday's kind of, I don't want to say walkthrough, but light practice before it all ends up happening and going quickly later today. I think that's when we'll really get the status of a guy like Lamar Jackson, who was not at practice yesterday. Patrick Ricard practiced Monday. Looked like he was progressing nicely. Same with Ronnie Stanley. Roquan Smith was at practice and was quoted after practice in the locker room saying he will play against the Bears. And Emory Jones is going to be added to that active roster, although he will not play Sunday against Chicago. Adam Johns, the Chicago Bears beat writer, said that Bears coach Ben Johnson said that Cole Kmet and Tyreek Stevenson are considered day-to-day or week-to-week with their injuries. In other words, more information is needed. We'll get more on that as this week kind of progresses, goes on. We get more injury reports. But both those guys will be big losses for the Bears, especially with Stevenson, with Johnson being out. So that would be their 2 best cornerbacks not playing in this one. Let's get into the keys to victory. Number 1, you got to limit the big plays, okay? This Chicago Bears offense in 2025 has lived off of creating these exact plays. If you look at their rushes of 10 yards or more, they got 27. If you look at their receptions of 10 yards or more, they've got 21, 48 big plays, 8 big plays a game. Those 2 bottom metrics lead the National Football League. What does that mean? It means that Ben Johnson is doing Ben Johnson things, okay? They went out there, they paid a very pretty penny to get the top head coaching candidate, and so far through the first 7 weeks of the season, it looks like it's paying off because he has 100% revamped almost everything about that offense. And the unfortunate thing is they are facing a defense that limits a lot or lets up a lot of big plays. They let up a lot of every type of play. Big, small, touchdown, first down, it doesn't matter. You could get pretty much anything you want against this Baltimore Ravens defense this year. They rank bottom 7 in every single one of these statistics you see on the screen. Bottom 3 in 2 of them. Dead last in 1, okay? So in this game against Chicago, Baltimore needs to have 3 things. Sound tackling from Roquan Smith and everybody involved. Gap integrity, okay? I need to see defensive linemen going in their correct gaps. Same with the linebackers. And then I want to see patience in coverage. Whether it's man, whether it's zone, they get you by you biting on double moves. By you being a safety, and they run 2 routes at you, 2 posts, you take the inside guy because you don't feel like your linebacker's dropping back quickly enough in coverage, and then they hit you over the top. You got to be patient, whether it's man or zone. Tell me, what's your prediction of Ravens versus Bears? Let me know in that comment section down below. My score prediction coming up later today, but I want you guys to tell me yours right now. Number 2, cut down on the offensive mistakes. Whether Lamar Jackson is playing in this one or not, this one seems pretty key. Because when he wasn't playing against the Los Angeles Rams, your defense finally showed you something. They were making turnovers, making 4th down stops, and your offense couldn't do anything. Part of that reason was because you had Cooper Rush in for 3 quarters. Another part of that reason was because you were just being penalized. You look at your penalties, 7 total for 80 yards, a ton of those on the offensive line. You look at the turnovers, 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, 1 interception, both of those fumbles on Zay Flowers. 4 sacks given up for 23 yards against Los Angeles. You need to be the more disciplined team. If Lamar Jackson plays, you need to be the more disciplined team. If Lamar Jackson doesn't play, You need to be the more disciplined team. You are not good enough on the defensive side of the football to put your offense behind the sticks. You're just not. You cannot turn the football over. You cannot create special teams mishaps, and you cannot have stupid penalties. Number 3, you got to stop the run, okay? DeAndre Swift is having a phenomenal season, and this Bears rushing offense was horrible last year. And it's been another little key of what Ben Johnson has been able to do in the very short time that he's been there. I think of everything that he's overhauled in his 8 months in Chicago, I think the rushing offense is the one that looks most obvious right now. They run it a lot, okay? I believe they're 5th in the National Football League in their run percentage at just around 46%. And you could see their rushing yards per game benefit from that at 129.3. And what this does is it opens up, like we know, because we know Baltimore's better with a balanced offense, it opens up everything else for Rome Odunze, Caleb Williams, and every other weapon they've got in that wide receiver room. Roquan Smith, I need you to step up today. I need you to step up tomorrow. I need you to step up on Sunday, okay? It starts in practice. It starts this week. It starts right now. You need to be better. You have not been good enough this season, plain and simple. The funny thing is you had one of the best games of your career against Cleveland. PFF tackle rate at 84.9, but I'm not even talking about that. Just the tape. He jumped off of it. He had that scoop and score. He had 3 tackles for loss in the first quarter, which was a career high for him. But Buffalo, he didn't tackle well. Kansas City, he didn't tackle well. Detroit, that's an 81.8. I don't believe that one bit. The lack of aggression I saw from Roquan Smith against the Detroit Lions made me want to throw up. And you got to stop the run because that puts it in the quarterback's hands more. And if you make Caleb throw it, he makes mistakes. Caleb Williams is having a pretty good season. You got to hand it to him. But if you make that offense one-dimensional and make him beat you solely with his arm when the defense kind of knows what's coming, he's going to make a lot of mistakes. How are we feeling? What's the confidence level in the Ravens defense? Scale it for me 1 to 100. Did that game against the Los Angeles Rams get you a little more confident? Or are you still saying, you know what you showed me the first 5 games of the season, I'm at a 0? Let me know down below. I got to talk to you about our awesome sponsor of today's video before we go any further, but I'm so happy to do so because I love Prize Picks, and you should too. If you download the app right now, use our code CLNS, you get $50 in lineups. All you got to do is play your first $5 lineup. You and I make decisions every single day, so make the right one here because being right on Prize Picks can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks where it's good to be right. Follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineup in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. As you guys all know, I love me some college football, and I don't know if you know this about me. I hate me some Texas and Texas A&M. So I thought it'd be fun if we did something that I don't necessarily care about as much, not my Tennessee Volunteers, not our Baltimore Ravens, but I gave you one that we can both root against. Marcel Reed, 219.5 pass yards, give me the less. Arch Manning, 220.5 pass yards, give me the less on that as well. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to today's promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Let's go to number 4 on my keys to victory. You got to have a Derrick Henry Superman type day. You just have to, okay? And I know we've already reiterated it, but at the current recording of this video, at the time you're watching it, we still don't know if Lamar Jackson is playing or not. And frankly, we're probably not going to know that until Friday, I would assume. Either way, whether he's in the game or he's not, Derrick Henry has to be on. There are no ifs, ands, buts about it. Because we know Lamar Jackson, if he is playing, he's not going to be up to 100% total. So you're going to need a balanced offensive attack. And the good news is Derrick Henry is coming off of his best game so far this season against the Rams. 24 carries, 122 rush yards, 5.1 yards a carry. Didn't get in the end zone, but that's okay, Derrick. Nobody got in the end zone against the Los Angeles Rams. This team is just so much better when they're balanced. The wide receivers are better. Lamar Jackson's better. This offensive line is better. And they're just so much harder to stop. My fifth and final key to victory is win the turnover battle. And this one might be the most important of them all because it is easily the biggest disparity when you look at these two teams compared to each other. So turnovers in 2025. Baltimore has 3 total. 1 interception, 2 fumbles, and the difference is -7. So their opponents have gotten 10 turnovers from the Ravens offense. Chicago is the exact opposite. 16 turnovers forced from their defense. 11 interceptions. 5 fumble recoveries. Their difference is +11 in favor of Chicago. I mean, this is the biggest difference when you look at these two teams, and it is not even close. We saw against the Los Angeles Rams how big turnovers can be, both in a positive sense when you force them with that fumble from John Jenkins, and in a negative sense when Zay Flowers fumbled twice and Cooper Rush threw a bad interception. It is so important every single game to be on the right side of this, but especially this week when you're playing a team that has been on the right side of it all season long, and when you are the team that's been on the wrong side of it all season long. I got 2 predictions, one with Lamar, one without. Just going to cover my bases. With Lamar, I think you win this ball game. You're coming off a bye. You're more desperate. You're home. You get your quarterback back. You have so many guys back from injury. I think you do win it. If you don't have Lamar Jackson, though, I don't think you do. I think you lose this ball game, 30-13. We saw that this team, I don't know, is capable of winning games without Lamar Jackson, and this Bears offense is absolutely humming, and I'm not going to apologize for saying that. I'm just not. We've seen enough already. That's going to do it for today's show. Make sure you guys got me followed on socials, Twitter, Instagram. I'm everywhere. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed and you're still watching, I don't know what you're doing. It's a 12.5-minute video at this point. It's obvious you like what we're doing here at the Ravens Rundown. Just make this thing official, okay? We're trying to get to 40,000 subscribers. By the end of the week, I'm putting it out there. Need your help. Hit that sub button.